Hi guys, and welcome to Tootie Fruitie, the podcast where you are literally swimming in and drowning in the tea.
Tootie Fruitie, Tootie Fruitie, Tootie Fruitie, Tootie Fruitie.
We're swimming in the tea. We're swimming in the tea. 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 Tea.
I'm Kay and I'm here with my co-host Elle.
Hello.
Yay.
Hello. Yay. Super excited for this actually.
Yeah, this is our first official episode, so we have to talk for an hour.
Forgive us if it's a bit of a crap show.
It's going to be really bad.
So bad. It's fine. Right, I've got a list of things that we can talk about on my phone because obviously you've got to plan ahead, you know. That's not it. That's my shopping list. Okay, here we go. So, we're going to talk a bit about our backstory, you know, our beginnings, our humble beginnings, you know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've known Kay for about a decade now.
Yeah.
10 years of
hell.
Ah, yes.
We actually hate each other. This is why we're doing this.
Exactly.
We go to
We're being forced to do this by our parents.
Yeah, because we actually beat the shit out of each other the other day.
Oh yeah, I've got a black eye.
Yeah.
I ruined Cordy's makeup. It's fine. But you know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we've known each other for like 10 years, and we've been through some stuff.
We have.
Yeah. One time, we were told in an assembly, don't go swinging on the railings in the top playground. And straight after that assembly, during the break time, both of us went up to the railing and we swung on it.
We did. We did. And I obviously learnt that day why we shouldn't, because I let go and fell flat on my ass and proceeded to crack.
Not really on your ass, it was more on your head.
More on my head, yeah. I cracked my head open, and then my school actually did not inform my parents until the end of the day, so they just kind of like patch up my broken skull.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, so my skull wasn't broken actually. That was a bit of a dramatic. My broken head.
Broken heart.
Broken heart in the head.
Yeah.
Without telling my mum until the end of the day.
Yeah. How professional. You know.
Yeah.
Christian schools. Absolutely love it.
God will help you heal. We will heal you.
You don't need the hospital. You need God.
Oh, my days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it was just great. I was just laughing all the way through, even though she cracked her head open and there was blood everywhere.
There was actually quite a bit. We've lost the notes and I don't know what to say.
The notes, you just press that.
Oh my god.
I know.
It's your phone.
I know. It's some weird Chinese phone. But it's actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, because we can actually record in the correct format, which is something we
my god, don't even get me
struggling
started.
with, which is fine. It's okay.
It's fine. Just, you know, spent like the last 2 hours and all of yesterday trying to figure out how to upload a bloody YouTube video.
Yeah, which we've done, so hit that up, like and subscribe. Smash that.
Smash
that notification button so we get that. We actually, because when you search our name, you can't actually find it, which is because we don't have enough videos apparently at the moment. So
we need like 3 videos.
Yeah, which absolutely
sucks.
Which is shows how much YouTube loves their creators. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, right. So let's go into the backstory of the podcast.
Yes.
Right. So. Yes. Do you remember the Tootie Fruitie game?
Yes, I do remember the Tootie Fruitie game.
Right. The name Tootie Fruitie, okay, it comes from a game that me and Cordy used to play in primary school. It wasn't really a game, it was just us trying to pass the time.
Oh my god, it was so... Basically, we go to a bin. It sounds really dodgy.
Like, not like a circular bin, like a square bin.
Yeah, we used to have these things in primary school, because we've got seagulls here. They used to make wooden, like, crates?
It's like
wooden.
I guess they were like boxes, and you could like put stuff in there.
Yeah, and the bin would be inside there, and there'd be a hole in the top, so you could put the rubbish in there, and then the seagulls wouldn't be able to get to it. But we went over, and we kind of stood on either side, and we would crouch. You would crouch down, and then like peep over the top and say "Tootie Fruitie" in the most like creepy way possible.
And then you crouch down even more, so they couldn't see you when you walk to the other side.
Yeah.
You do the exact same thing again.
Just looking at each other dead in the eyes, just knowing that.
Trying not to laugh, but you just
exactly.
say,
I mean, there was no real rules and there was no, like, winners or losers. It was just a way to pass the time.
No, that wasn't even really an objective, just to say Tootie Fruitie, I guess. But yeah, that's where the name comes from, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, wow.
Yeah.
That was a tasty sip.
I know, gotta get that.
Tasty.
Get that water.
Tasty.
ASMR,
Well, we want to do some ASMR later on
ASMR.
in our podcasting career, but that's not to come yet. But that was just a little taster.
Little
Taster.
sneak peek, you know.
We're going to be caressing that mic and whispering sweet nothings into your ears. Anyway.
We also get one of those like microphones where you've got like the ears on either side. And have you seen them? And they're like YouTube videos of people like biting and like licking the ears and everything.
They are actually disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting.
Oh my god, that is.
Or like the girl eating the onion.
Oh my god, yeah. That is horrible.
Why would you do that?
There's this girl on YouTube where she does ASMR, but she ate an onion, like a whole onion. Like,
oh my god.
And then she did one where she ate makeup.
Oh my god, wait, no, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
She ate makeup.
Yeah, no,
like,
I remember that.
Not even like mascara, eyeliner, the whole shebang.
The deodorant, antiperspirant,
Yeah,
I remember that one. That was rank.
Yeah.
She like swallowed and everything. It was, I mean,
oh dear.
no, that's scarring. That is.
So, why? Why
do people like ASMR? Let's Google this. Okay, we're doing a deep dive into ASMR. So, why do people like ASMR?
I think it's meant to be like a relaxing thing. People listen to it to go to sleep.
Oh my god, have you seen the one where it's like, I beat you until you're unconscious?
Yes.
ASMR.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. That's a bit intense. I mean,
It's
if
a bit
it's your
weird.
thing, then that's fine. But it certainly
Okay,
is.
here it is. What is ASMR? Felt, which starts from the back of your neck, travels across your scalp, and moves downward, following the light. Oh, that's right. My spine feels weird now. You know?
I love to watch those ASMR videos because they are really relaxing. Relaxing.
Oh, they
joyful.
really bring relaxing and joyful experiences, right?
Thanks, Google.
Quora, obviously.
Spelling things right and using the correct grammar. Grammarly.
Grammarly.
Do not use them. We are not sponsored by them. I just said it.
No. You cannot use any product that we don't endorse.
Yeah.
That is
It's not
illegal.
Allowed. Not allowed.
Call
Anyway.
the policeman.
Policeman. Call the policeman. Why did we start this in the first place?
Oh, that is a good question. Mainly because we've got 12 weeks of summer.
I don't know.
No, we've got 12 weeks of summer this year because we've just finished our GCSEs. Oh,
We
no,
have. Thanks, AQA. I'm not going to say anything because you'll hit me up and I don't want that.
Hit me up, hit my parents up. Your daughter is suicidal. Here's what she said on her podcast.
Yeah, that's basically, there's been stories, my news story.
Apparently, if you write stuff on your exam paper for on like AQA or Excel, it's like if you write down something along the lines of, okay, thanks AQA, now I want to kill myself, or oh, I want to die because of these exams, then AQA will find your exam paper, find out who you are, and contact both the school and your parents into an inquiry about whether you're actually like at risk.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways it's good, I guess, because if you actually meant it, then that's fine. But
if it's like
put over the top.
if it's like a tweet, because they'll investigate tweets as well. If you tweet at AQA, thanks for that horrible maths exam, I want to die now. Then with like a laughy face, they'll still do it.
That's intense. But we actually made this, we got the idea for this in science.
Oh, yeah.
Because in science we used to sit next to each other.
Oh, God,
Used to. That sounds really weird, but anyway. And we obviously talk when doing our work.
Oh, obviously, who doesn't?
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to our science teacher. She was just such a babe, wasn't she?
She was amazing. Miss you every day.
Carry on.
And we got reminded of our game Tootie Fruitie. And obviously that got us talking about that. And it was just, I can't remember who it was that mentioned it, but we mentioned it, because I listen to podcasts, and so does Lily sometimes. I listen to one in particular, which I'm not going to say, because you're meant to listen to this one and not that one. And I just, either I mentioned it or Lily mentioned it.
I think it was your idea, actually.
Maybe. Because I think I said it, and then I thought, I said it as a joke, and then you actually
yeah.
was like, oh my god.
Being that eager person I am, like, podcast.
Exactly. So I hit up Amazon, got these great quality like microphones.
Oh yeah, we look like proper like news reporters.
We do. I mean, I'm sorry if the audio is not perfect, but we are still only young.
Yeah,
this is
still
our
young.
first episode.
You know, maybe if you watch enough, then we can afford to
buy better quality, and you'll be able to hear our sweet English accents a lot clearer. But
and all the saliva in our mouths. Yeah.
But for now, you'll just have to listen to this just below average quality of sound, which is fine.
I think it's average actually. I don't think it's like the greatest, but it's definitely not the worst I've heard.
Comment what you think about the audio. Nothing mean though,
God.
because I actually want some self-esteem. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll delete your comment if it's hateful.
Your hashtag blocked.
Cancelled.
On unpopular opinion, but your audio sucks.
Yeah. Also, if you comment something that is offensive or rude, we're gonna block that comment, because YouTube have a thing about you know, stopping people from making videos and demonetizing them, even if the comments are like offensive.
Yeah, and like the creator has no control over that, so I think that's pretty rubbish. But
rubbish,
you know, this is YouTube we're talking about. They're not exactly the
greatest.
Yeah, exactly. But we're using them, so thank you, YouTube.
They're not exactly the saviour of YouTube, Jake Paul. Have you heard that, the Cody Co?
No.
Oh my god. There's some. This is like old news. This is like years ago news.
I live under a rock, don't I?
Yeah, a little bit.
You're meant to be like, no, not at all.
No, Collie. Oh my god. You live like on a castle.
Thank you.
But yeah, basically, a couple of weeks ago, Cody Co made a video. Well, it has made plenty of videos about Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, because you know, who doesn't make videos about Jake Paul? You know, I mean, look at the idiot. Look at the absolute idiot. Right.
True.
And so Jake Paul is like, oh, I'm not the saviour of YouTube or anything. You know, I'm not the hero of YouTube. But I think a man with this much hatred in his soul should, like, and obviously, he went and confronted him on a podcast. Right, you know, the one where they give him, like, haircuts and stuff, and then they go and podcast it up. Yeah. He made him sit down in the chair, sat him down in the chair. He was like, no, you sit down. Cody Co put out his hand for a handshake, and he just did not accept it.
Oh.
I know, it was so rude.
Damn.
And he was like, yo, what I think you're doing is like super inconsiderate, and I've spoken to people you've offended, and I'm not gonna name them because I don't want to start anything. But you've really hurt them, and I want an apology.
Wow.
And I was like, give me the receipts. Who have you spoken to?
Exactly.
You know? But yeah, it was...
Oh,
gonna blow that out.
sorry, I yawned. That's fine. We've been recording for 13 minutes, and it's already felt like an hour.
It has. Oh my god.
So this is.
We can tell this is going some places.
Yes.
But yeah, a bit more into our backstory. Why don't we?
Okay.
Okay. Let's have a look. So we've spoken about the cracking the head open.
How
about Mr. H?
Mr. H.
Oh,
you do not know who this person is? Oh my god, Mr. H.
It was so funny, but he was just so awful.
He was such a horrible person.
He was.
Like, he's probably one of the worst people I've ever met in my life.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like celebrated. I jumped up out of my chair when he said that he was leaving. I was like, 3, 2, 1, you're fired! And then he gave me attention for that.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
He was basically a primary school teacher in a primary school. But we were meant to have Mrs. B, who was
a babe,
an amazing person. And then she was like, it's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So she packed up her things and left. And we got stuck with this horrible human being.
Oh my god.
Mr. H.
Yeah, we had a sports day one time.
Oh my god.
Our it's a huge field, and there are only 3 trees in the field that give you shade. Like enough shade, and we were going around, and our water bottles stayed in the same place out in the sun. Okay, and as we went around, the tree bit was the break area, the stop area, and so once we got to the break area, everyone was like, "Oh, can we have our drinks? Can we have our drinks?" We're really thirsty because it was so sunny that day. It was so hot, and he was like, "Oh, no, you can't have your drinks, you can't have your drinks." And I suffer from migraines, and so I was like, you know, I've got to pull out the migraine.
From migraine.
got to pull out the migraine card. So I was like, hey, can I get something to drink? I'm actually like suffering here a little bit. And he was like, oh no, man up, you know. He was like, grow up, you know, you don't need them. And we never got them.
Yeah, I remember that. That was horrible. But
It was not nice.
he actually told us to get a life as well.
Oh yeah,
Which
I remember that.
He told primary school kids to get a life. So obviously we all went home and informed our parentals. We were like, this is what happened. And then the next day when we came in, there was a literal queue of parents outside of his classroom. And it was amazing.
It was so good.
It was so good. And also one time, he brought in, there's many a story, he brought in chocolate for us.
Oh yes, I remember this one, yeah.
And we did what he wanted us to do in order to get the prize of the chocolate. But then he was like, nobody deserves it. So we were like, excuse me? What?
I don't think that's right.
That isn't fair. So
911.
somebody in our class at break time went into his bag, opened the chocolate. I think he also ate some.
I think I know who it was.
Oh yeah,
Jay.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
I remember that.
And then left to open his bag, and it was a particularly hot day that day. So when we came back in, and Sir put his hand, or Mr. H, sorry, put his hand into that bag, it was absolutely covered in chocolate. Like, we're talking cables were covered, phones, like this weird recorder thing that he had.
Why did he have a recorder? I don't remember the recorder.
He had like a voice recorder, not like this.
Why?
Because he did like things in class. Did he not? Oh, doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
He had something like that. Anyway.
Alright, yeah.
It was covered in chocolate, so it was very unclear
Yeah.
as to what it was. And he was very upset, and he was like, "What was it?" He was like, "Nobody's gonna leave until you tell me who did this." And obviously, because we all had a mutual hatred for him,
You're not wrong.
nobody dobbed anybody in, and then obviously he couldn't have kept us there all night. So
To be fair, I wasn't exactly sure about who did it.
no,
I didn't know,
mean,
so I
we
didn't
all-
want to say who it was, and then
yeah, we all had a
That person-
pretty decent idea.
Oh, yeah. you know those like typecast people that you see around who like do drugs, they smoke, and they have like that swagger, you know, and they're kind of like the
Yeah.
bad kid in class.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had that kid. It was pretty obvious that he did that.
Yeah.
But
But
you know.
just in case you didn't, you know.
Exactly.
Also, do you remember that? Right, so rant. I love ranting. There was in our class there was an assistant teacher called Mrs. S. Okay, old lady.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get me.
Yeah.
And I was on canteen duty throughout this year.
Oh my god, I remember this.
So basically, when people wanted to go and get in their school meals, they handed me the money. I wrote down their names and what they were eating. And one day, I went, because I got to leave like 10 minutes early from class to go and get everyone's orders. And I left for class. I went in and I was like, hey, can I have the piece of paper I'm going to go and set up? And they were like, oh no, don't worry, we're going to do it ourselves now. But they were like, oh, do you want to get your meal now? And you can just eat it now because there's no point in going back to class. So, of course, I was like, yeah, okay, you know, knowing any better. So I just sat down, ate my dinner, and Mrs. S walks through the canteen, bearing in mind it was like still 5 minutes to lunchtime, and she goes, Lily, what are you doing in the canteen? You should still be in lessons. And I was like, well, they didn't need me anymore for canteen duty. And she was like, oh yeah, okay. You know, you've got a detention at break, finish up your meal and go and go into detention in Mr. H's class. So I did, you know, because I'm quite an obedient child, I like to think. So I went in, did my detention. I sat in there for the whole break. Not even the 10 minutes, no, not even the 20 minutes, the whole break, okay? And I came back out, did my second 2 lessons and stuff, and at lunchtime, right, I run into her again, and she's like telling the class, these are the people who are in for detention this lunch.
Yeah.
And she shouts out my name, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I did my detention at break. You saw me in here.
Yeah.
You know? And she was just adamant that she wanted me to be in there at lunch. But then, one of my favourite memories actually, entire class, or a lot of the class, I won't say it's the entire class, they shouted, "Oh no, she did hers at break, I saw her there, I was sat next to her at break, she did her detention." And yeah, that shut her down basically.
Shut you down, Mrs. S.
Cancelled.
Get away. Get away. Oh, do you remember that time
Right.
with Mr. H again?
Oh god, of course.
Right. Where I had, you had after school club for kids whose parents worked
Oh my God.
long hours, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I went there a lot because both of my parents worked until 5 in the evening and still do. Shout out to my parents. Anyway, but on this occasion, my dad rang into school and was like, "I finished early. Me and Cordy's sister and I, Grandma Lee, are going to come pick her up at normal time." So reception was meant to tell the after school club runners. And I don't know if they did or didn't, but there was some miscommunication. And then Mr. Hout, I wasn't told at all, so I thought I was sitting in after school club. I went with Mr. H.
Mr. H.
Not going to say his name.
Sorry,
Mr. H. Because he had to take us down. And I said goodbye to Lily at the end of the day, and I was walking. And then I looked to the side, and I saw my dad and my sister in the playground. And I said to Mr. H, "My parents are there, or my parent is there."
Yeah.
That sounded really bad because I had parents, and
My
I said my
parent.
sister was there. No, it's
My family.
My family were there.
There we go.
Please don't think I because we don't.
Oh god.
Okay. My family was there. And he was like, "No, you're coming with me. Don't think you're going to pull that one on me." And he was literally almost dragging me down. My Lord and Saviour, Lily, realised this, went up to my papa and obviously explained the situation. My dad went from 0 to 100 on the anger level.
He's so scary sometimes.
He went in, and then I was there. I was getting rather upset because Mr. H practically dragged me away from my family lamb. So I was getting really upset. My dad came and I was like, "Oh, Dad!" And then I ran over, I was hugging him, and then my dad just exploded. Literally,
Ticking time
all
bomb.
the anger came out of his body, projected at Mr. H.
Hadouken.
Literally Hadouken with words. And my sister, obviously being related, has the same anger within her. And that was also released. So Mr. H was just being torn to shreds by my family lamb. And I was crying and I was smiling because I was like,
Die.
And then another teacher had to step in and was like, "We're very sorry on Mr. H's behalf. It will never happen again." So I just left. I got ice cream that evening because I was really upset by it.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
And then the next day I came in and we had a golden time chart. And I was moved. All I did was walk into the classroom and I was moved from the bottom of that chart to the top of that chart.
Yeah.
And sometimes we got to choose music to play at the end of the day. I got to choose music that day. I wonder why,
Oh my god,
Mr.
I
H.
remember choosing music.
I wonder why,
Yeah.
Mr. H.
Okay, we're gonna have to blur that one out. Yeah, it's for our younger audiences,
You cowardly lion. Say this.
But he's a good guy in The Wizard of Oz. We're like,
He's still coward.
yeah, but I feel like Cowardly Lion in Wizard of Oz is like a good guy, but Mr. H was not. He's the bad guy. Duh. He was. I would probably more compare him to I want to say Ma from Ma,
Oh yeah. Okay.
but maybe not
I
that messed
see
up.
you- Yeah, maybe he wasn't that. Well, he was bad, but he wasn't that bad. He was
No.
murderer level bad.
Yeah.
I'm yawning so bad. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
What else have we got
I'm
to talk
sure
about?
they'll
How long have we been recording for?
I don't know. Let's have a
Unlock
look.
your phone,
Let's have a
peasant.
gander. Oh, it's unlocked. 23 minutes. That's pretty good. That's
Yeah,
pretty damn good.
Sure. If
You
you
know,
want to
why
look
not?
at it like that. So we've talked about
Oof.
that now.
Oh, the Paris trip.
I mean, you've put that there, so I don't know what you want to talk about in
the Paris
particular.
trip.
For, the whole thing.
Oh yeah, the whole damn
shebang.
thing. The whole shebang. Yeah. Year 8, we got the choice to go abroad for an extracurricular kind of. We have an curriculum enhancement week for our school, where basically it's a week off. You can do game stuff. You can, all this different stuff. And one of the options was to go abroad to Spain, to France, or to a French skiing resort, I think.
Yeah.
But we went to Paris, me and Cordy.
We did.
Yeah. And oh boy, oh boy, our shenanigans in Paris.
Our shenanigans. Well, it started off not very well, okay? Because we obviously had a bus to the ferry.
Oh, bearing in mind we had to get on this bus at midnight.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
As
like
12-year-olds.
Yeah. We went on a bus to the ferry place. We obviously got off the bus when the bus was, parked. We went onto the ferry, tootled across the water, got off, got back on a bus, and drove to
It was like a 14-hour trip.
Drove to our resort, right? We got on the bus. My dad, obviously...
oh my god, the tracker!
You know the Find My iPhone thing? He was very nervous about me going abroad, understandably, because it was around the time of the
attack,
So
Nice, yeah.
I said to him to have that Find My iPhone so that, worst case scenario, he'll know where I was. He took advantage of this and just decided to update me constantly with the fact that he knew where I was.
We went to this French market one time. It was boiling in Paris at this point, okay? We went to this French market thing. It was like kind of a quaint area.
Yeah.
And we stopped under some trees because it was like
really
hot. And Cordy's dad just texted her, having some night. Oh, wait, what was it? It was something like
cool under them trees.
trees.
And I was just like, what? As a 12-year-old, I was like, he's a wizard, like full on, like, oh my god.
Oh my god! Do you remember in that market there was that guy?
Yeah.
And he was like, we were getting fans because it was so hot. It was 40 degrees. I'm not even kidding you.
It was so warm.
It was so hot, and we were asking for these fans.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh. Because we couldn't speak French back then. I still can't, to be fair. But I was like, oh.
Une fan.
Yeah. He was like, oh, 2 euro or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we gave him the euros, one after the other,
Yeah, we did.
flicking that cash around.
Yeah.
And then once we got the fans, as we were walking away, he just shouted after us, oh, belle fille!
Yeah.
Like, beautiful girls.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, okay. I'm sure he meant, I don't know whether it's like a thing where they're just complimentary in France, or
because
whether
you bought something.
Yeah, or whether he was just a bit of a weirdo, but
Yeah, I mean, it was nice.
yeah.
Anyway, that was
Oh my god, and we ended up walking into this what we thought was a cafe.
Oh my
Do you remember?
god.
We thought it was a cafe, and there was a vending machine.
Yeah, because it was really hot again.
It was really hot, and we wanted some water. And so we started walking in, and the guy behind the counter, bearing in mind, we couldn't speak any French back then.
Yeah.
Right. He was shouting at us in French.
Yeah.
And we didn't realise, but apparently it was an 18 plus kind of area.
Bar.
Even though there was like a small child in there, but I guess she was with her dad.
Yeah.
But he was shouting, oh no, like pointing to the door, like,
Get out.
and we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we got out.
We did. That was kind of
Scary.
scary. Anyway, on the bus, we set off.
La bus.
Yeah. And my dad was like, how's it going? This was like about half an hour into the journey, and I explained where we were, and he was like, that's not very far, you've only been there half an hour. Like, you've been going half an hour, you should be like further on than that. So he popped onto the thing. Turns out we've been going in circles.
Oh my god, I remember
for
that.
a solid half hour, because this bus driver did not know where he was going. So my dad rang me. He was like, put the teacher on the phone now. His anger was boiling at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my dad sounds like he's got anger issues. He does not. He's just very protective. I love him to bits. Love you, Papa. Anyway. So I was shouting for the teacher. He came down. I was like, my dad wants to speak to you. He was like, no. And I was like, if I was you, I'd speak to my dad, because otherwise stuff is about to go down. So he did.
Downtown.
And then he walked away with my phone. I was like, ooh. And then he came back and he was like, okay, thank you for letting me speak to your dad. And then I had about the phone. My dad was like, it's sorted now. Have a nice trip. Bye. And he left. And then, like, when we finally came back from France, turns out my dad had found out the name of the driver.
Oh my god.
Rung the service that they had hired the bus from, complained, and had been told that the bus driver would be shortly terminated from his placement.
Really?
Yeah, because, yeah.
Well, I guess he was taking a bunch of 12-year-olds
Yeah, round in, like...
around in circles.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the beginning of the trip.
Oh yeah.
That was the beginning.
I remember.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Inappropriate. So I'm going to put it as nicely as I can without it coming across as really bad. Do you remember the one night where we were...
Oh my god, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
Basically.
Oh my god, I remember.
In the rooms, there was bunk beds. We had to pair up, so me and Lily requested to be in the same room.
Yeah.
And then we were put with another pair. We got put with, like, nice people. Was it Sky?
Really?
Yeah, they were very nice girls. We had a nice time in our room. I was on the bottom bunk, Lily was on the top bunk, and then they were on their bunk beds.
Yeah. Bearing in mind the walls in this establishment were very, very thin.
Yeah. And
One
we
could
didn't
say.
we didn't really know who was next to us, but it was late at night. Me and Lily couldn't sleep, so we were kind of just like laughing and talking like quietly. And then we heard a. That's what we heard.
This is the noise that we heard. Consistently for the next 10, 15 minutes.
And obviously, 12-year-olds being 12-year-olds, we found this absolutely hilarious. I'm not going to state why. I'm just going to leave that to your imagination.
Oh, it's so funny.
So, the next morning, we got up.
We were talking to other people about
the noise. Yeah. And then we talked to this one person. We'll call him S because we did. I'm not going to say his name because he's embarrassed. We got S, who was actually in the room next to us. So we were like, did you hear this noise? And he was like, I did hear that noise. And we were like, where was it coming from? Yeah. And then he just shut down, like, red-faced.
Oh, yeah.
Completely just... And then we kind of caught on. We were like, oh my God. So we were very...
Why would you do that with, like, 3 other people in your room,
Oh, my God,
though?
it's crazy.
Oh, it was.
Crazy. It was so funny.
Oh, it was. Do you remember Disneyland?
I do remember Disneyland.
We got one day to go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And we ended up going, and it took ages to get there. Oh my God.
Oh, it did.
And eventually when we saw it, I got my phone out and I was like recording us like approaching Disneyland. And we were like, Disneyland!
Yeah, we were all very excited.
Oh, I was so excited. Oh my God,
Yes.
leaving him behind?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to do it on me?
Okay,
right, so basically, me and Lily were the sole members of this little squad that we had.
Sole members.
In Disneyland, we kind of paired up with somebody else. We'll call him... Mark. We paired up with this Mark and another one called Sarah. And we kind of spent the day with them. At one point, when we were caught up in the Disney magic, we were going
Wait, where were we trying to find? We were trying to find like the Frozen... No, we were
Indiana Jones.
We were at the Frozen bit. We were trying to find the Indiana Jones ride.
Bit. So we were trying to get to there. Obviously, they have music playing, they have mascots everywhere, we have the characters. We were just on a beeline because we only had a day. We were making the most of it. Trying to make the most of it. Obviously, we had times where we had to meet up with like the teachers and that just to make sure they were all still here.
Yeah.
So we were just on a mission, as many rides as possible. And then as we got there, we realised we were missing Mark. Mark had disappeared. We weighed up in our heads what we should do. We went on the ride, okay?
Yeah, we went on the ride. I mean, we only had one day.
We went on the ride.
You know.
And then when we got off, it was close to meeting up time, so we met up. Mark was there. We were like, where did you go? He was like, I was having an asthma attack and you left me.
Apparently he was like shouting our names and everything, but we didn't hear.
Complete blank. We just didn't hear, right? And then he told us that he then went to the Disney store and he spent...
Oh my God.
100 euros.
No, it was way more than that.
Was it?
It was because I only had 100 euros that my parents gave me.
And it can't have been more than 100.
No, it was like...
Do not lie to my face.
I'm not lying. It was like 200 euros because I remember he had like 4 different bags.
Oh, no, he did.
Full,
yes, he did.
And I wouldn't have been able to buy that.
No, it was. You're right.
Yeah,
it was like around...
Because one big Winnie the Pooh...
Winnie the Pooh. We're going to draw Winnie the Pooh for you guys and we're going to put it on our next video.
One of the Winnie the Pooh dolls, like one of the squishy ones.
Yeah.
That was like 50 euros.
Yeah, that's true actually. No, you must have
And he had like 4 bags.
He had a lot of bags. Yeah, he did. He probably did. But yeah, he spent nearly all of his money in Disneyland.
Yeah. And he asked for more from his mum later on. And I was like, oh my God, okay.
Jesus.
But yeah.
Jesus. But
I don't feel guilty about that.
No.
Every time we see him, he brings it up and we're like, yeah.
We don't care. We really don't care, to be fair.
I used to be absolutely terrified of roller coasters before Disneyland. We went on.
I had to literally drag Lily on
my
the
God,
Space
I was
Mountain.
literally going to leave out of the fire exit. I was like, you know, I can't do this.
I was like, yes, you can. Yes, you
and
can.
then I got on, and I had the actual time of my life. It was so good.
Amazing.
We went on like 3 times in the end, didn't we?
We did. We kept going because the line had kind of died down.
Yeah, it was only a 5-minute wait, wasn't it?
Yeah, it died down by then. There we go.
Yeah.
So we went on multiple times. On like,
So good.
this is like a random story, basically. So that was our first Queen and Richmond week. Obviously, next year we had another one. I did something called Kerno Week. And then Lily, what did you do?
Oh, I went to London.
Lily went to London. I was like, I don't really want to go to London because I went abroad last time. And I think I was going on
London
holiday.
isn't abroad.
Well, not like abroad. I
Like
mean, like away.
Right, okay.
Away. And I was going on holiday that year anyway. And obviously these trips cost money. So, you know. And then we were on Kerno Week. And one day we went to Flambars, which is nothing compared to... What?
Right, carry on.
Nothing compared to nothing compared to Disneyland, and that was one of the days out that we had. So I went. I had a friend called T. Well, she isn't called T, but we're just gonna say that. T. And another one called S. Again, not actually quite. We don't have weird friends with only one letter names.
Same as?
SM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I know who you're talking about. Secret codes.
And we went to Flambars, and there's this ride where basically you sit in like a weird chair thing, you get strapped in and it goes up and it spins.
Oh my God, that is terrifying.
Yeah, it was rather empty that day, so we were like, let's see how many times we can go on this ride. We went on, like we didn't get off, we just sat down and waited for other people to get off and new people to get on. We went on 7 times in a row.
No break.
No breaks, not even standing
God.
up, 7 times. And after the 7th one, we were like, let's just have a little break, right? I thought I was going to die. I got off. We were all put like our bags in the middle. I got my bag. I was walking. I thought that my stomach was going to leave my body.
Oh,
right?
No.
I legged it to the bathroom. I proceeded to vomit everywhere. It was horrible. I've never oh my God. It was.
The moral of this story is don't go on and ride at Flambard 7 times in a row.
Like I've been sick before. But I've never been like this type of sick. This is like motion sickness, like but hardcore, like times 10,000 motion sickness. Like I still thought I was spinning when I got off the ride. Everybody else was like they were dizzy, but they were fine.
Oh, is it like when you're on a treadmill for like ages, like an hour, and then you go off and you feel like you can't stop?
Yeah,
is it like that?
Yeah, but that was bad. And then I rang my mum, really sad. I was like, do it. She was like, oh no, poor baby girl, oh my God. And then she picked me up later because I was meant to be walking home. She picked me up because I was sad.
And sick. Yeah.
That was a nice day.
Flambards, great.
And then on the what?
I've never been to Flambards.
It's not worth it. on the last day of our Kerno Week, we were meant to be going on a really, really long hike and then having like a picnic. And I was like looking forward to it, but also dreading it because I was, after a long week, I was going to be tired.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the heavens opened and it was like monsoon rain. So basically, so we came in our pyjamas and we had like a movie day.
Oh no, I remember that.
Yeah, and we like did drawing and stuff and we all bought in snacks. But we decided to watch The Woman in Black.
Oh no, I remember that because I was also in school on that day. And I went to go and find you and I was like, hey, come to the canteen, but you were watching Woman in Black. So.
Yeah. And I was like in my dad's big jumper. But they decided to put Woman in Black on, right?
Yeah. Bearing in mind, we were like barely 13.
Yeah, we were still quite young. And like, I've never I've watched a horror movie before, but I've watched it in the comfort of my own home, with my family.
Lights on,
Yeah.
People you trust.
Yeah, but they turned all the lights off, shut the blinds.
Great plan.
It was rather terrifying.
Nightmare-inducing.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even go that far. But yeah, that was fun. How's London? How was London?
Oh God, this was ages ago. This was like 2 years ago.
It was really long.
I remember that we were in this youth hostel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, we were in this youth hostel.
Oh wow. I didn't really actually hear a lot about this trip.
No, it wasn't that. It was like low key, you know.
Yeah.
It was nice, but so we went into our room and there's like 6 3-level bunks. Okay. In a room, or was it 4? No, 4 3-level bunks, so you could fit 12 people in a room, essentially. And it turns out that we were in the wrong bunk room because they had switched the girls and the boys around. So I had this huge bag of snacks from the way because gotta stay. I was gonna say hydrated, but, gotta keep full. Keep full, keep your energy up. And I left, and I completely forgot about the thing. So I went back in the room, and the sweets had disappeared. Okay, because I'd forgotten to bring them to the other room. And yeah, that was number one disaster on the way. But yeah, we went on the London Eye, which was
I've been on that.
terrifying. Like, it's great fun, like looking over London and everything. But you know what? It like never stops. Like London Eye. It does. Frequently, yeah.
Oh right.
Not for very long.
Oh.
But it's like, when wheelchairs want to get on, they have to stop.
Oh yeah.
Right? Half on. Fall into
Oh
the
my god,
Thames.
yeah. Yeah.
So every single time, and there were so many wheelchairs presumably getting on, that it stopped about 6 times throughout the ride, and every time it stopped, we like swung a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
please have mercy, you know. And then someone said something about if there's a fire, all the pods come off and fall into the Thames, and I was like,
Really?
what? Oh my god! Because I'm not a fan of heights. I
Jesus.
mean, I can deal with them, but I'm like,
Yeah.
no
a bit
thanks,
Iffy,
ideally.
Iffy. No, I went on the London Eye when I went to visit the House of the Parliament.
Oh yeah, politician Cordy, Boris Johnson coming for your title.
Basically, we did this mock election thing in school. I'm not going to say which party I did because I did not. No, because no, I didn't.
She did UKIP.
Basically, everybody else had their parties, and that was the only one left. Okay, only one left, right? So I had to do that one. I prepared a speech.
About UKIP.
I stepped up to the plate.
Well done.
I did that.
That takes some.
I got called UKIP girl for a very long time.
You did. You were called like a racist and stuff.
Yep. And I didn't even like. I do not support UKIP. Okay. I just had to represent them.
I'm pretty sure UKIP isn't a party anymore.
No, it's not.
Isn't it like
It's the Brexit party.
Yeah.
Which basically Okay. I had to do that. I did it. I did quite well, seeing as I came in second. So who's the racist now?
Oh my god!
Obviously, people voted for me.
Well,
so
a lot of people voted as a joke. They were like, "Oh, I'm going to vote UKIP."
People voted for me.
Yeah.
I did speeches. People actually came onto my side. Although there was another person who did Lib Dem, which, let's be honest, are not much.
Was it the one who was?
CF.
Yes, I know.
That one.
I know who you're talking about.
He
Yeah.
did Lib Dem.
Oh,
Okay.
he was nasty.
He wasn't the nicest person to be representing Lib Dem, right?
He should have been doing UKIP.
Exactly. I should have been Lib Dem.
I should have been. Lib-
Right? So he came up to me at the end. He was sour because he came like near last, right? So, moral story, support UKIP. Anyway.
Brexit party.
He came up to me and was like, do you know most people voted you as a joke? You're not even that, it's not
You're not
because
even
of
that
you.
good, yeah.
It's not even that good. I was like, listen, Lib Dem man. Whether it was a joke or not, people voted for me, okay?
Did they vote for you?
Yeah. Exactly.
And considering that Lib Dem back then was like the second most popular party
and they
in the
came
UK,
nearly second to last.
in a school.
Who's laughing now?
Exactly.
Who's laughing now?
Exactly.
But anyway, because of that, we went to the House of the Parliament as a later, like, well done for doing this type thing.
Yeah.
We had to wear our badges. I had to walk around
around
London with
Oh
a
my
UKIP badge
God.
pinned to my blazer.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
child abuse, okay? I had to walk.
How many people gave you like dirty looks?
A lot. I had to walk into the House of Parliament with a UKIP badge on.
And considering London is a very diverse place, like compared. Oh my god! You could have been shanked.
I could have been shanked, okay?
I doubt it.
Right? I made myself look as kind as possible. I had like a pug backpack on. You can't get more innocent than that. From the back, I looked like an innocent child. I turned around. I'm like, UKIP badge.
Suddenly turn into like a murderer.
It was bad, okay?
Yeah.
I went in. We had a tour. We spoke to these 2 people who are running for like something. I can't remember.
You speak to Steve Double?
Yeah. I spoke to
He
Steve.
cheated on his wife.
Yeah, I spoke
with
to
his assistant.
Yeah, I spoke to both of those people. Like, the assistant was in Steve Double's office and that. So I went in. I was supporting UKIP in quotation marks, right? and we had to like ask questions and stuff. The person I was asking questions to noticed my badge, was like, "Do you support UKIP?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Are you sure about that? Because you're wearing that." This adult man was questioning me about
questioning a 13-year-old girl
whether I support UKIP or not. Okay, I don't. They're not even a thing anymore. Let's let it go, people.
Let it go.
Okay, there are pictures of me on the internet with a UKIP badge on.
There are. It's so funny.
It's really funny, but you know it's bad. Okay, so just leave me alone.
yeah, great fun.
It was, and then
Right.
we did another mock election.
Oh my god, was this for the
referendum?
Brexit referendum. I remember
Brexit.
this.
So it was leave or stay.
Right.
I got hit up by the teacher that was running it, like, come and support a party. What we're doing is we're putting people in teams. So they got like the people who did the original mock election, so like Conservatives and that, people who represented that, we got all together and they put us in the parties. Guess what party I got put in to represent? Mr. Leave Party.
Yeah.
Leave Party, okay? This was this was even harder than UKIP. Right? People were like, some people were really for leave, people were against. We had to do speeches in front of all the years. So as a year, was it in year 9 or 10?
How many years ago? It was 2017, wasn't it?
Yeah, so 14,
So 2
15,
years ago,
16,
so
yeah.
year 9.
Yeah, I was in year 9. I had to go in front of year 11s and talk about how we should leave the European Union.
Yeah.
That was a rocky experience.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the Stay Party won, which I was very happy about because, not that I'm very unbiased about the whole thing, I really don't.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't care anymore.
I just want something to be done.
Yeah, something needs to be done. Because if Leave had won, I think a lot of backlash would be given to me, but that's fine.
Again,
yeah. So the Stay Party won, and it was like 51 to 49. Is that right?
Yeah, because it was the same as the actual
and then
UK. But
the actual UK real referendum happened. It was that, but it was switched round. Obviously, Brexit got 51, Stay got 49.
There we go.
Maths. So when we came into school the next day, all the teachers were like distraught. Like our French teacher, Mrs. B,
was
God, very upset about the matter. Our French lesson that day was not about French; it was about Brexit.
Yeah.
Which was entertaining, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
it was great fun.
My God,
but yeah,
that was a rocky time.
Road. Yeah, so to conclude this episode, because we're heading on for 50 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't support UKIP. We don't support the Leave Party or the Stay Party, and
my family is not.
Okay. Good point.
Like may have been referred to earlier. I did not mean that again.
All the people in here will remain anonymous.
Just because...
To protect their...
Yeah. We don't want to be upsetting anybody, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to make you laugh, hopefully. Hopefully. You find this funny. Yeah. Because we sure do.
So bye from Alan K.
Yeah, we've said our names, to be fair. And it's on our logo.
It is, so...
You know who we are. But
if you know us, you know who we are. If you don't, then you will never know. Ever.
You will never ever know. Except for the 100th episode where we may reveal ourselves.
Maybe.
My God. Well, this was the first episode, guys. Yeah. It felt good.
It did. I feel like at first it was a bit unnatural, but then you kind of get into the flow, don't you?
Yeah. It was very nice. Very, very, very nice. I mean, the quality content...
God.
It's content, that's what we'll say.
Who even is she?
It's definitely content, and it will get better over time.
Hopefully.
Maybe. So hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We're also going to be posting to some podcasting apps like Podbean, and there was another one what was
it called? Get on your phone.
I'm just going to get mine.
But follow us on our Instagram and Twitter at Tootie Fruitie Official. It is spelt TOOTIE FRUITIE and then official. It's the same. I think for Twitter it's actually Tootie Official. Yeah. I don't know why, but
because we couldn't have the fruity bit.
Oh God.
Another one that we will probably be uploading to is called Castbox. It's free on Android and probably Apple as well.
Okay. Bad. But I guess we'll see you next week.
We will.
Bye.
Bye.